Good morning, boys and girls. It's so great to see you. I'm ready to get going on our musical journey of discovery today. Let's get to it.
It is always wonderful to warm up before we do a music class or any sort of musical activity. It's important to warm up our bodies and our voices. Also, you've probably been sitting in front of your computer for a little while today, so it's time to get up and stretch with me. We're going to start by stretching to one side, so we're stretching out these muscles in between our ribs. And the other side. Same thing. We've got lots of muscles between our ribs, and that's what helps us to breathe really well. Stretch one more time to this side, and the other side. Great. And we're going to stretch both arms up because we have lots of muscles in the front that are super important too, right? And guess what? The muscles of your back are really important for breathing as well. So please bend forward and we'll stretch out your back. Touch your toes if you can. Great. And give yourself a big hug. That also helps stretch across those muscles across the top. Wonderful. Great. All right. We're going to work on trying to develop our breathing skills. So you're going to imagine your favorite baked good is sitting right in front of you. And when you breathe in through your nose, you are breathing from here and filling up into your belly. We don't want to go with our shoulders, but breathe in and let it fill up into your belly down here, okay? So, whatever your favorite baked good is, that's what you're going to imagine you're smelling as you breathe in. Mine, chocolate chip cookies. Ready? So here we go. Breathe in the smell of those delicious baked goods. And then exhale through your mouth. Good. Can you do this with your hands too? Let's breathe in. If you need to change your baked good, that's okay too, because I also really love brownies. Ready? And breathe in. And exhale. Good. Can you feel the air coming down into here? Your lungs are expanding down this way instead of just up like this. Great. Let's try one more time. Change your baked good if you would like, or keep the same. It's up to you. Ooh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to smell Brookies. It's a combination of chocolate chip cookies and brownies. Best of both worlds. Ready? Here we go. Breathe in. And exhale. Good. Hopefully that's not just helped you warm up your breathing area, but relaxed you a little bit as well. Wonderful. Will you be my echo to help warm up your voice now? Ooh. Wonderful. Very good. It's like a roller coaster for your voice, isn't it? All right. The next thing I'm going to teach you is a tongue twister. This tongue twister goes, Chester Cheetah chewed a chunk of cheap cheddar cheese. Can you try to say that with me? Ready? Chester Cheetah chewed a chunk of cheap cheddar cheese. All right. So I'm going to grab my ukulele to help us get some starting pitches for our exercise, and I'll show you how we sing it. So sung we go, Chester Cheetah chewed a chunk of cheap cheddar cheese. Can you try that with me nice and slow? Ready, go. Chester Cheetah chewed a chunk of cheap cheddar cheese. Great. Now, every time we sing it, the important part is enunciating the consonants so that we really hear each word clearly. If you go, It's hard to understand the words, right? So we want to make sure, especially in tongue twisters, we're working on waking up our mouths. We want to make sure we can enunciate all of those consonants. So, whoops, we were on this note. Let's try that again. 1, 2, ready, go. Chester, cheetah, chewed chunk of cheap cheddar cheese. Chester, cheetah, chewed chunk of cheap cheddar cheese. Chester, cheetah, chewed chunk of cheap cheddar cheese. We're gonna get faster. Chester, cheetah, chewed chunk of cheap cheddar cheese. Chester, cheetah, chewed chunk of cheap cheddar cheese. Take good breaths. Chester, cheetah, chewed chunk of cheap cheddar cheese. 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 All right, were you able to keep up with us? It's okay if it was a little tricky for your first time through. If you need to rewind it and try it again, go for it. If you thought it was fun and you'd like to give it another shot, you're more than welcome to do that. I'm sure you'll get to hear it other times throughout the year and give it another try then too. I hope you enjoy today's lesson.
All right, engine number 9, boys and girls. We had worked on it on Monday or Tuesday, whichever day you came, and now we're going to be bringing it back. So, let's see if we can remember it. It went, engine number 9, going down Chicago line. If the train should jump the track, will I get my money back? Can you do it, the beat on your head? Remember that it has to stay steady. It can never change. Never ever. 1, 2, ready and go. Engine number 9, going down Chicago line. If the train should jump the track, will I get my money back? I bet we can do it on our shoulders. 1, 2, ready and go. Engine number 9, going down Chicago line. If the train should jump the track, will I get my money back? Could we do it in 2 different places, you think? Let's see. We're going from our shoulders to our head this time. 1, 2, ready and go. Engine number 9, going down Chicago line. If the train should jump the track, will I get my money back? Let's try that again. I want to make sure that we start on our shoulders and then go to our head. 1, 2, ready and go. Engine number 9, going down Chicago line. If the train should jump the track, will I get my money back? I wonder if we could do it one arm and then the other arm. 1, 2, ready and go. Engine number 9, going down Chicago line. If the train should jump the track, will I get my money back? I wonder if we can get our wheels going. 1, 2, ready and go. Engine number 9, going down Chicago line. If the train should jump the track, will I get my money back? I know that chains usually have a whistle. So can we do it with a whistle this time as well? Woo! into our wheels. Got it? All right, here we go. Get that whistle ready. Engine number 9, going down Chicago line. If the train should jump the track, will I get my money back? And then when we stop, we have to do a whistle too. Let's not forget that second whistle. Let's try it one more time. Ready and go. Engine. Let's try again. Get that whistle ready. Engine number 9, going down Chicago line. If the train should jump the track, will I get my money back? That seems like the train's taking off awfully fast. And then, when it's coming to the station, it just suddenly stops. I think people might get hurt if we did that. So our wheels probably need to speed up gradually and then get slower gradually as we're coming into the station. You think you can help me with that? Let's try it. Whistle ready? Engine number 9, going down Chicago line. If the train should jump the track, will I get my money back? This time, can you move around the room as you do it? Let's see. Engine number 9, going down Chicago line. If the train should jump the track, will I get my money back? I am thinking we could probably use something to make the sound of the train wheels speeding up and slowing down, other than our mouth. What could it be? Oh, right here. I found something. I think it could be a box of spaghetti. Doesn't that sound kind of like them? Let's see. Engine number 9, going down Chicago line. If the train should jump the track, will I get my money back? Let's see. This time I did mine this way. I wonder what would happen if I went side to side. If I get a better train sound or a worse train sound or just as good. Let's see. Engine number 9, going down Chicago line. If the train should jump the track, will I get my money back? That was a pretty good train sound. I wonder what would happen if I did it this way. Let's try it differently. Engine number 9, going down Chicago line. If the train should jump the track, will I get my money back? tried it this way. I tried it going sideways. I tried it up and down. Should I try spinning? I don't know. That's not hard to do. I don't know. Let's try shaking. One hand shake. Here we go. Engine number 9, going down Chicago line. If the train should jump the track, will I get my money back? Thank you so much for going on a train ride with me. Let's tune in with Mrs. Pyle to see what is next.
Last week we learned Plainsies Clapsies. Let's see if we remember it. 1, 2, ready, go. Plainsies, clapsies, twirl around to backsies. Right hand, left hand, toss it high, toss it low. Touch your knee, touch your toe, touch your heel and through you go. Good job, good job. So in music, we don't always just go the same speed, right? We can change our speed, which is called our tempo. Music, we call it the tempo. So we're going to change our tempo. How can we change it? We could go faster or we could go slower. So let's start out by going a little slower. 1, 2, ready, go. Plainsies, clapsies, twirl around to backsies. Right hand, left hand, toss it high, toss it low. Touch your knee, touch your toe, touch your heel and through you go. Good work, good work. So that was a slower version. The opposite of slow is, of course, fast. That's right. So are you ready to try it a little faster? Good, me too. 1, 2, ready, go. Plainsies, clapsies, twirl around to backsies. Right hand, left hand, toss it high, toss it low. Touch your knee, touch your toe, touch your heel and through you go. Were you able to keep up? You can't go faster, can you? You think you can? All right, let's try it a little faster. 1, 2, ready. That wasn't too much faster. 1, 2, ready, go. Plainsies, clapsies, twirl around to backsies. Right hand, left hand, toss it high, toss it low. Touch your knee, touch your toe, touch your heel and through you go. I think I need to do a slow version again. I don't think I can keep going that fast. Let's slow it down a little bit. 1, 2, ready, sing. Plainsies, clapsies, twirl around to backsies. Right hand, left hand, toss it high, toss it low. Touch your knee, touch your toe, touch your heel and through you go. Very nice job. Thanks for following along.
All right, we're going to copy Mr. Wheat as we do Starlight again. We're going to do it showing some high sounds and some low sounds. So we might want to start on our head and go to our shoulders. And that would work great. Let's see if we can do that. Starting pitch. Star, ready, go. Starlight, star bright. First star I see tonight. Wish I may, wish I might. Ever wish I wish tonight. This time, let's try and do our high on our shoulders and our low on our knees. Ready, I go. Starlight, star bright. First star I see tonight. Wish I may. to grab a chair or a couch or something, because when it goes low, we want to sit down on that. So be at some place where you can be ready to get up and down very quickly. Here we go. Ready and go, start bright, start bright. First star I see tonight. Wish I might have the wish I wish tonight. Oh, that looked really awesome. Keep up the great work. So Me Goes Missing by Stuart Manis, illustrated by Jenny Webb. In this story, there's going to be a few sounds that we're going to make together. So I want you to be my echo on those, and let's see how far we can get. Nobody knew where So-Me was. So-Me, where are you? Called Mum. She went into the lounge. She could hear the grandfather clock. Tick-tock, tick-tock. But she couldn't hear So-Me. Can we do that tick-tock with our tongue? I wonder. Let's see. When we get to that, I want you to do that part. Here we go. She went into the lounge. She could hear the grandfather clock. But she couldn't hear So-Me. She listened for an answer, but all she could hear was the leaking tap in the bathroom. It went drip, 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 drip. Can you do that drip? Drip, 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 drip. Let's read that one more time when we get there. You do that part. She listened for an answer, but all she could hear was the leaking tap in the bathroom. It went drip, 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 drip. Sometimes So-Me used to hide in his wardrobe, so Mum quietly tiptoed to the wardrobe doors and flung them open. But So-Me wasn't there. By this time, So-Me's father had joined in the search. He put his head out the window and called, So-Me! But all he could hear was a bee which buzzed close by his head. Let me hear that bee sound. I'll see if he's in the hut, said his brother. So-Me and his brother had their very own hut in the branches of a tree at the back of the garden. So-Me, Mum wants you, his brother called out from underneath the hut. There was no sound except for the wind whispering in the leaves. Swish, 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 swish. So-Me's brother climbed up to make sure that nobody was there. Nobody was inside, but he could hear a fly, which was caught in a spider's web. It went buzz, buzz, buzz. Maybe he's playing with his friends over in the park, said his sister. She called, So-Me, come home. When she listened for a reply, all she could hear was the echo of her voice, which came back softly. So-Me, come home. 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 Just then a police car drove past the house. Its light was flashing and its siren went, ooh. It seemed to be calling, So-Me, 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 So-Me. Mom and Dad were beginning to get worried now. What will we do? Said Dad. Ring the police, said Mom. All the family stood by the phone and heard it ring at the other end of the line. Bring, bring, bring. Then So-Me's father saw a big toe poking around the side of the sofa. The toe was moving up and down. Dad quickly put down the phone before anyone had time to answer it. Behind the toe was a leg. Behind the leg was a body. On top of the body was a head. On top of the head was a pair of headphones. Somebody looked at them with surprise. His toes stopped tapping to the music. Then he took off his headphones. "What's the matter?" "We have been looking for you everywhere," they said. "But I'm not lost." Somi put his headphones on and went on listening to the music. The end.
Last lesson, we learned a cup rhythm pattern. Here it is. Do you remember how it goes? Let's review it together. 1, 2, ready, go. Down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up. Great, you remember it, right? And we just keep repeating it until the music stops. Let's review it at the same tempo, which means speed, right? Tempo means speed. We'll review it at the same tempo as last lesson, and then I'll give you a challenge and see if we can speed it up a little bit, okay? 2, ready, go. Down, 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 up, down, up. Good job. Very, very nice. Was that really easy for you? You've gotten so good at it that it's just so easy, right? Well, let's take it a little faster and see how that goes. Are you ready? I'll try to count you in. 2, ready, go. Down, 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 up, down, up. Good job, good job. How was that? Was that a little trickier maybe to keep up and keep the beat nice and steady? I think you're ready for the final and the trickiest challenge. It's gonna go even faster, all right? So get your cup ready. 2, ready, go. Down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up. Hey, good job, good job. Was that hard to keep up with? Maybe a little bit, right? It's pretty quick. Let's try that one just one more time too, so you can give yourself your last challenge if that was a little hard to keep up with. Ready? 2, ready, go. Down, 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 up, down, up. All right, wonderful job. Hey, if you can do this, we're going to be making it more and more challenging throughout the year. We'll get a chance to continue to use our cup as we learn new rhythms, new and different ways to play our cup. We'll be adding those on. So if that was still too easy for you, don't you worry. We're going to get more complicated and add on as time goes on. Thanks so much for playing along. Did you know that there are things in our world that help keep a steady beat? And then there are other things that maybe make some noise or a sound, but it doesn't make a steady beat. One of the best examples of a steady beat is your heart. Put your hand on your heart and see if you can feel it beating. You feel a steady, even pulse. It goes pump, 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 our heart's a great example of a steady beat because it always keeps that nice, even pulse. Can you think of some other examples of something that keeps a steady beat? How about a clock? A clock is also a great example because it goes tick, 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 tick. That's probably a watch, actually. So a watch goes tick, 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 but a clock might go tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock. And it keeps a steady, even beat because it measures every second evenly, right? Good. What's another example of something that might keep a steady beat? How about a train? When you hear a train going by, you hear that rhythm of chicka 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 chicka, right? It continually has that same rhythm going underneath. So trains can be really good examples of a steady beat. Can you think of anything else? Maybe a marching band. If you like to watch parades, then a marching band always has a steady beat because they have to know exactly how to move just in time. All their feet have to match up and go the same speed, the same tempo the whole time. So there has to be a steady beat. And do you know what instrument is usually responsible for keeping that steady beat in a marching band? The drums. The drums are what are really, really important in a marching band because they're loud. So they loudly keep a steady beat. Very good. What are some things that don't make a steady beat? What can you think of? What about a thunderstorm? You hear a big boom, but it's not like you hear a boom, 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 boom. That would be a really crazy storm to be in, wouldn't it? If you heard a thunder constantly on the beat all the time, that would be crazy. No, it's very sporadic. Sporadic means it happens every now and then. And so there might be a big boom and some lightning. And then there's another boom and some lightning. Boom and some lightning, right? So sometimes you hear it fast, sometimes you hear it slow. That's not a steady beat. What else might not make a steady beat? What about a cow mooing? Cows don't go moo, 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 moo. They would probably get really tired if they were mooing constantly like that, right? They don't. They just moo when they need to, so it's not a steady beat. Same thing with really any animal. They don't make steady beats. They just make their sound when they want to make them. Can you think of some other things that don't make a steady beat? Like a car starting. It doesn't make a steady beat. It might make a couple sounds, and then it's just one steady sound. It doesn't have a rhythm that keeps going. So I want you to look around this week and see what you can come up with. Look in your world. What do you hear making a steady beat? And what do you hear making not a steady beat? I bet you can find lots of things around you. All right, it's time for you to go find your item that you like to use as a scarf. So I call this the scarf cleaning dance. That's not actually what it's called. It's called Mniszka. It's a Polish song, but the reason we call it the scarf cleaning dance is because in the classroom, when the music sounds like this, it doesn't sound very happy, does it? It sounds kind of sad. But when the music sounds like this, it sounds much happier, right? Well, I like to relate this song to the story of Cinderella. The sad part sounds like when Cinderella's evil stepmother has said, "No, you may not go to the ball, you must stay here and clean." And so during that part, that's when you have to really sadly and dramatically clean and dust things with your scarf because you're not allowed to go to the ball. But then when the music changes to that happy sound, it's like your fairy godmother has come along and said, "Yes, you may go to the ball." And then you get to dance very happy with your scarf. Now, We can do lots of things with our scarves, right? We can move it lots of ways. We could go in a zigzag up and down. We could go in a zigzag side to side. We can twirl it. We could make a figure eight and make different shapes. We could even toss it and catch it. So this is your chance to be creative with your scarf and move how the music tells you to move. But you have to remember, when it's sad sounding, that's not dancing time. That's sad cleaning time. So you have to listen really carefully. Because then when it changes, that's when you get to dance with your scarf and do all kinds of creative things. So enjoy listening. I put the happy and sad faces on to help you this time around, but you still have to listen very carefully so that you can enjoy your scarf cleaning dance. The composer we are going to be studying is George Friedrich Handel. Last lesson, you got to listen to one of his songs. A composer is a person who writes or creates music. They may write it down on paper with a pen or a pencil so that other people can play it, or maybe they're just improvising and making the music up on the spot. Even if you're doing that, you are composing, you are writing music, even if you're not writing it down for other people to play. Now, Handel was born in the late 17th century, which means like the late 1600s. And he was born in a city called Halle, And now that city is in Germany. So if you look at that white arrow, it's pointing to the green country of Germany. And that is near where Handel would have been born. But that city that he was born in, it wasn't a part of Germany when he was born. It was a part of something called the Brandenburg Prussia, which was a part of the Holy Roman Empire. So those are lots of big words, I know. But what's important for us to remember is that he was born in what we would call now Germany. The time period that Handel was a composer is what we would call the Baroque period. And so that covers the years from 1600 to 1750. So we're talking 400 and 300 years ago, right? So that was a long time ago when music was just starting to be written down for everybody to play, where we could still read it today. So if you look at this piece on the left, it is a piece from the Renaissance period. That's the time period that came before Handel was born. You can see the rhythms, everything looks pretty simple, straightforward, it's very even looking. If you look at this other piece, though, that's now highlighted in blue, look at how complicated that looks. Look at how many more notes there are on the page. This is a recorder concerto written by Handel. And you can tell that there's a lot more going on in the music, and that's because the music of the Baroque period was much more complicated. Lots of ornamentation and embellishments in the music. You might want to say it was just fancier. It sounds fancier than the Renaissance music. So again, the piece on the left that's not highlighted in blue, that's from the Renaissance period before Handel. The one in blue is highlighted, and that is one of Handel's pieces. Now, the embellishment and ornamentation of the Baroque period wasn't just about music. It was in all of the art of that time period, even in the buildings. So look at the building highlighted in blue. That's from the Renaissance period, before Handel was born. Look at how clean the lines are. There's nothing really overly fancy about it. It's just like really clean lines everywhere. But if you look at this building that's now highlighted in blue, look at all of the statues. If you look at the tops of the columns, there's all these curlicues and all of these different things that you can see that look way fancier. So, even in the architecture of the Baroque era, you can tell that it's much fancier, much more ornamented and embellished. Now, Mr. Weed is going to walk you through a song by George Frederick Handel.
In 17, he introduced the world to one of his greatest works. It was called Water Music. It was performed close to the royal barge of King George I by 50 musicians on a barge on the River Thames as part of a concert for the king. So King George enjoyed it so much that he requested it to be played 3 times during the trip. Let's take a listen to some of that music that the king enjoyed so much. Let's see how it goes. You'll notice that we have instruments here. These are our strings. They're the ones that are going to be highlighted or standing out right there. Then we have some trumpets playing and French horns. And then we have a combination of the strings and trumpets. Then we have the French horns again, strings, trumpets, French horns, and then this word tutti at the end means that we're going to play all together. So we have everyone there, the trumpets, the French horns, and our strings. So let's take a listen and hear all those instruments playing together. Here we go. All right. Thank you so much. You may play that back as many times as you want.
This week, we would like you to try an assignment in Schoology. So after you finished the video, you go back to our music course, and underneath the video, you're going to look for this assessment right here. It says Steady Beat, and you're going to click on it. Now, I'm not going to click on it because I can't do it for you. So I'll show you what another one looks like, but you click on Steady Beat, and then when you get inside, it's going to look something like this, where you can click Start New Attempt. Click on that, and each question you can push play to hear what the question asks.
What color hair does Mrs. Piles have?
And then you look at the answers and choose one, black, brown, or red. I hope you can remember that I have brown hair. I know it looks a little blonde right now, but I didn't give you that choice. All right, then we play our next question.
Mrs. Piles has been playing this instrument in class lately.
Have you seen me playing the piano, or have you seen me play the ukulele? If you said ukulele, you are right. So you click that and push the next button down here. Let's listen to our question.
My PE teacher is...
Is your PE teacher Mrs. Shorn, Ms. Deb, or Ms. Bretch? Great, Ms. Bretch. We click then review. And this is your chance to go back to any of the questions if you think you need to change an answer. And then when you're all done, you click on finish, and it'll tell you how many you got right out of how many there were, however many questions were asked, okay? And then you just click close or go on, and you go on to your class and do the next thing that it is that you need to do. Go give the assignment a try, and have a great weekend.